hunter must hunt.
Thanks to @0earu for my sub-gift. God bless you man, purple heart, folded hands.
A hunter must hunt. Hunter must hunt.
Learning a lot. Appreciate the streams.
A hunter must hunt.
Secure is 7 dead hype roll.
A hunter must hunt.
I'll groan if I
15
damn well
months.
want to.
Thank you for your passion, dedication, and much thanks to this amazing community. I wouldn't be where I am today career-wise, doing something I truly love, without you.
Maticus Maximus, thank you so much. It's so good to have you in the community for 15 months. I can't believe it's been that long. Congratulations on joining the red team on the 1st of August. That sounds great.
A hunter must hunt.
Dot.
I'm aware that I've been streaming for 20 months. Maticus has been subscribed for 15 months. Idiot. Alright, we got Streamlabs working. I got Stream Raiders working. What else do I need? Everyone wants marbles now. We did the marbles once for giveaways. And now everyone wants the marbles. I skipped a lot of subscriptions. I only responded to Maticus's message because it was very nice. I'll acknowledge all the rest of them when I go live here in like 30 seconds. We could do it for the glory. Yeah, for the glory. The glory of our marbles game. All right. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to another Funday Sunday where we're going to find a way to have fun. And congratulations. I don't know why I'm saying congratulations, but happy July 4th weekend to everyone in the chat who loves freedom. Freedom from abortion rights, freedom from free healthcare, freedom from the evils of socialism. Welcome. Happy 4th of July, essentially. Freedom from all those bad things that I just said. How's everybody doing today? How's everybody doing? Haven't seen each other in a little bit. It's been a little bit. I did skip the stream on Thursday. Going through a little bit of some stuff right now, and I just wasn't feeling up to streaming that day. I'm not going to go into more detail than that. But I've had a tough week, fellas. So just going through some stuff. I'll be all right. I appreciate it. I got a lot of support from a lot of you guys, and I really do appreciate it. So I'm here today, and we're gonna have a good time. Okay, we're gonna do. I said try hack me in the announcement, but I don't really care. Let's just. I'll let you guys even vote. on what we're gonna do. I just wanna let's just hack some stuff, chill out, have a good time. I got nothing really planned for this stream, but for some upcoming, I have some upcoming content that I think you guys will enjoy. Do you know it's more expensive to sub? That's a Twitch thing. That's not a me thing. I don't set the prices for subscriptions, Flipso. I don't set the prices for subscriptions. I don't know what Bezos is doing between the phone and the between the phone and the PC. Only one thing planned: having fun. Yep, having fun, adding brain wrinkles, the usual stuff. Let me get caught up on subscriptions. Just a guy with the 8 months. Welcome back to the All Has Red team, my friend. Thanks for supporting the stream. Unnamed comment with the 14 months of Prime. Thank you so much, unnamed comment. Ginja Ninja with 2 months. Re-indoctrination into the cult. Welcome, Ginja Ninja. Thank you so much. Security Live with the 12-month re-indoctrination into the cult. Welcome back, Security Live. Hey, if you want to do another collab, let me know. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Who else? Maticus, thank you again for the 15 months. Flipso with the 2-month re-indoctrination. Welcome back to the All Has Red team, my friend. ABCTR, Test FPS for stream, and Lex Under, thank you for the follow. So, focusing on a few projects. Most of which revolve around the stream. It helps me to kind of just focus on some side projects when I'm feeling down. So I'm hoping in the next few weeks to bring you something very exciting. Very, very exciting. I'm not going to go into too big a detail on it right now, but it is coming very soon. I have the skeleton built out now, and I just need to build in the rest of it. All the flesh and the blood and the bones and the muscles.
A hunter must hunt.
Free apps make money by adding more on subscription prices. Okay, I didn't know that. So I guess it should be cheaper on PC. Maticus Maximus with the 5 new cult initiates. That's so kind of you, my friend. Thank you so much. 0x Onion, Flannel, M Jewel, Bobhead, and Spectre. Spectre. Welcome back. Welcome to the All Has Red team, my friend. Thanks for supporting the stream, Maticus. Thank you so much. It's so good to have you in the community. Jacked Programmer, thank you for the follow. And Anonymous, bringing the Cyrix into the cult. Welcome, Cyrix. Thank you so much to the Anonymous Gifter. Oh, what do we want to do today? Well, last time we picked such a good box. You know, it really was a good box. The only part that I really didn't like was the adminer thing. The adminer thing, that was a little bit rough. And I didn't see Tiberius' stream where he took on Sea Surfer the other day. And I see that he got stuck on the exact same thing. Giskana, welcome to the stream. Thank you for the follow. We're just getting started, so you're coming in at just the right time. We're just getting started here. All right, let's decide what we're gonna do for today. Let's decide on a platform first. I did hack the box yesterday. Again, I'm gonna reiterate. Every Saturday we get together. The new Hack the Box release comes out every Saturday at 1 p.m. Eastern time. And every Saturday we have a contingent of cult members who get together in my Discord and we work on the newest box. The newest box was called Faculty. Very interesting machine. Very, very interesting. I do recommend it. The Privesk in particular was quite interesting. Next week I believe is an easy box. I think so. Hoping to get some. If you want to do Hack the Box with me, I'm in there too. I was in there yesterday. So if you want to do Hack the Box with us every Saturday, come on in. All skill levels are welcome. We just ask you that we just ask nicely that you contribute rather than just kind of sitting in the chat. We have some people that just like to come in and sit in the chat and just listen and not contribute. I can't abide that. I don't care what your skill level is, but at least try. At least try to contribute to what's going on, even if you don't really know what's going down. And that's all I'm trying to say. All right, so let's do a poll. All right, which ones do we want to do? Let's do. All right, there we go. Get your. We'll vote on the platform first. Hack the Box always scares me with the difficulty curve. You shouldn't be scared of challenges. Z Dizzle. Don't be scared of challenges. Challenges are how you improve. They're how you get better. In Twitch chat or which chat? No, we get together in my Discord, in the voice chat in my Discord. I send out an announcement every week. Does nobody read my announcements? Owen Codes, welcome in. Good to see you. What announcements? In the Discord. I feel like I'm being trolled now. I've successfully done the exam. I now have my OSCP. Hey, Alhazred Draco's in chat for Ketby. Welcome to the fine hall of the Valhalla of OSCP grads. Well done, Ketby. Congratulations. What you've done is not easy. You should be very proud of yourself. I have my Discord notifications muted. Oh, okay, that's fine. But just be aware, that's where I send announcements. Did those repos I sent you, Al, help for the NFT stuff? I did take a look at them. I'm focused on other things right now rather than the crypto stuff. I wanted to get into the crypto stuff, but other stuff keeps getting in the way. I have something I'm trying to roll out for. I'm trying to roll out new content for you guys, like some. I can't say anything more, but we got something coming in the next week or so. As soon as I can finish building it, okay. I have to finish building it. I'm working on. We're doing a big giveaway. Okay, there's going to be a big giveaway, and it's not just for TryHackMe vouchers. I'm trying to get my hands on OSCP vouchers, Portswigger vouchers. I'm calling in some favors for this. We're doing a big giveaway, and there's going to be a CTF involved. I'm working on a CTF purely for my community. But I'm not going to tell you any more than that right now. But whoever wins the CTF, I'm carefully paring it down to make it approachable even for relative beginners, while still giving it some unique flair and requiring some out-of-the-box thinking. Because I want whoever wins to be to need an OSCP voucher. I see that TryHackMe won. Yeah, we're gonna get on TryHackMe here in a second. I'm not gonna tell you anything more than that. Keeping it on the down low right now. Nobody really knows. Even Helen of Tor, I haven't even told her about what the plans are. So I have some plans. Stuff's coming. As soon as I can fit, but it takes time to build out a good challenge. Okay. It takes time to build out a good challenge. And she got mad at me last night because I was working on it last night while she was playing her video game. And she seemed surprised that I wasn't wholly engaged in the incredibly boring video game that she was playing. But it takes time to put together a good challenge that requires... It takes time to put together a good challenge that requires interesting thought, but it's also possible for beginners, like very doable for beginners. What game? The Quarry. I don't know why she thought it'd be good. I don't know why she thought it would be good. When she pitched it to me, I was like, dude, do you remember Men of Medan? Do you remember how bad that game was? The only thing that was good about Men of Medan is that both me and Helen of Tor could play it co-op. And that led to some funny moments. That was literally it. That was it. That game sucked so much ass. The only game the only game from that company, I guess it's all the same studio pumping out all the same garbage. The only one that's at least reasonable is Until Dawn. Until Dawn isn't terrible. There are things to like about Until Dawn. But even Until Dawn is, has some cracks in the armor, okay? But the rest of them are all bad. We played Men of Medan a couple years ago, and then now she's playing The Quarry. And, The Quarry is what Until Dawn would be if all of the developers were lobotomized. That's, if you just lobotomized all of the, all of the writers of Until Dawn, which again, Until Dawn was not exactly like the pinnacle of writing, but at least it was better than what we're getting here. If you just lobotomized all those writers, then you would get The Quarry. I heard decent things from it. I looked it up too. Like, it has decent reviews. I don't understand why. I do not understand why. I don't get it at all. But yeah, I was working on my CTF at the same time as she was doing the thing. Again, I'm going to try to get it. It requires a little bit of. There's some stuff I still need to finish. The biggest part is done. But the rest of it I need to figure out. The rest of it I do need to figure out. When there's more information about the CTF, I will have it for you. It will be coming soon. I'm also trying to put together prizes. There will be multiple prizes for multiple people who manage to complete the CTF. The first person to finish will get their choice of the prizes, and so on and so forth until all the prizes are given away. That's about it. Again, I am doing what I can to make sure that this is possible for beginners. Okay? My goal is to have this CTF very doable by somebody who doesn't have OSCP, because again, I'm giving away an OSCP voucher, so I don't want to be making like a fucking hardcore challenge. Yeah, there you go. Please make EU friendly. I don't think you're gonna have to worry about the time. Okay, with what I have planned, you're not time will not come in. It's not gonna be a time. You're not gonna have I'm not gonna give you 8 hours to do it. I'll explain everything to you when the time comes. I don't want to, but you're not gonna have to worry about being in the EU. It's not gonna matter. It's not gonna matter if you're in the EU versus anywhere else. Are brain wrinkles included in the prizes? Yes, you will definitely learn. Does the voucher give you access to practice tests, etc.? An OSCP voucher would typically be, I think, 30 days of lab time and then an exam attempt. I believe that's what most OSCP vouchers are. All right, let me get actually logged in to TryHackMe. Easy difficulty on. I would say this would be. It'll definitely be below. It'll definitely be easy difficulty on Hack the Box. Okay, I'm being creative with it. I'm forcing you to be creative. It will require, based on the idea I have, it will require some thinking. Okay. It's not going to be straightforward at all. You're going to have to be creative. You're going to have to think like a hacker, okay? But it'll be fun. It will be fun. You will learn. Am I typing my password wrong? I've typed it like 4 times. Hi, honey. Yes, I know. Yes, I know. You're a kitty. You like to come in here and yell. I know. Alrighty. So I'm getting logged in to TryHackMe, friends, and then we'll decide on a box to do. And some hacking to accomplish. There we go. Will you solve it afterwards? I will. Once all the prizes are given away, I will show you this. I will walk you through the CTF. I'm not going to go into more details on what the CTF will comprise. Again, you're just going to have to wait a little bit. It's not built out yet. I need to finish building it. It does require some coding. Like, it's not as simple as, like, installing a web server, putting in a vulnerable version of WordPress, and just going with it. I have an idea that's a little bit unique. Hasn't really been done before, so I have to do some coding to set it up. Okay, let's go with, let's order them with by newest. Seems interesting. Okay. Let's come over here. I can help you with that if you need. No, I want nobody to know how this challenge is done except for me. I've told literally... That's not true. I told John Hammond. Fuck. Okay, so me and John Hammond both know. But John Hammond only knows the very high level idea of what the CTF is like. Okay? You spoiled it? I did not spoil it. I did not spoil it. I just ran the idea by him, so because it's a little bit, the idea is a little bit spicy. It's a little bit spicy, and I ran it by him to see what his thoughts were, and he thought it was a great idea. So, yeah, there you go. Step 1, socially engineer John Hammond. You can try. You can try, okay? You're welcome to try. All right. Spicy equals not safe for work. There'll be plenty... You know me, okay? You know me. There will be plenty of references. I'm not going to build an entire CTF without filling it full of stream memes, okay? There'll be stream memes everywhere. Again, it just will take me time to build it. I'm going to work on it tonight after this stream. Hold up Al building a CTF? He is. He is. I'm going into no more detail than that. I'm doing a big giveaway on the stream, and the result will be, I'm doing a big giveaway, and the giveaway will be revolving around a CTF that I'm building in my spare time at the moment. The bones are built out now. I just need to fix it. I just need to troubleshoot it. And also make sure it's working as expected. That's generous of you. I like to do giveaways for my community, okay? I like to give back. I like to spend all the money that you guys send me through subscriptions, through the Patreon and stuff. I don't like to pocket that money. I like to spend it on the stream. And I haven't been spending it on the stream the last several months. So instead, I'm gonna spend it all at once by upgrading my content big time. I got a stream deck. I ordered a stream deck. I'm ordering some new emotes on Fiverr, just for starters, and I'm working on this CTF. And as I'm trying to level up my content, and so yeah, we're making progress. Okay. All right, I started up my VM. Okay. Okay. All right, let's do a poll here. So what do we have? We did have the Frank and Herbie like Kubernetes ones. Oh god, it's been a little while since I've done Kubernetes, but we'll see. Hack tricks will help us if people pick that. There's this new box, Annie. We could do that. We'll throw that in there. What is it with Kubernetes and TryHackMe recently? I guess Cyber Heroes. Frank and Herbie. I'm gonna pick you up in a minute, honey. Biblioteca. ¿Dónde está la biblioteca? And let's see. Dig Dug, perhaps. For those who are interested in DNS enumeration, I guess. Alrighty, get your votes in. Hi, honey. Come on. Oh, she doesn't want to. She keeps running in, rubbing herself against my legs, and then, come here, honey. Come here. Sweet pea, come on. Okay, she doesn't want to. I wonder if Dig is involved? I know, it's a mystery. It's a big mystery there. We should do this Pwn 101 at some point as well. Is this GDB stuff? Interesting. Interesting. We need to do that at some point, but I may have to brush up on GDB before we do, because I had to use GDB yesterday, and every time I use GDB, I've completely forgotten how to do it. Get your votes in, friends. Get your votes in. We already did Annie? No, we didn't. It's brand new. Are you kidding me? No, we didn't. The last box we did was Sea Surfer. And that box, this one, Annie didn't even exist when we did Sea Surfer. We definitely haven't done Annie. It looks like it's going to be Annie by a nose. Annie by a nose. Not a Thai Pog Champ. All right. Annie it is, friends. Let's fire it up. Brand new box. The last time we did a brand new box, it was so enjoyable. Wasn't there a similar one with Annie from League of Legends? I don't think so. I do not think so. Alright, let's get this over here. Alright. Let's go to this scene. Let's change the current challenge. Alright. Keeping with the... it was a very hard molding stream. I would put it at a hard. I would not have made it a medium. In my opinion, a medium was underselling it. I do think that that box deserved to be a hard. But really, most of the molding came from the fact that we couldn't find the adminer stream. Don't you guys remember? I said if we found phpMyAdmin, we had database credentials. If we found phpMyAdmin, we'd be off to the fucking races. And it turns out they just had like the RC Cola phpMyAdmin. That is so rare that it isn't even in the fucking word list I was using, and I needed to use a different word list. We molded with Tibbs as well. I was told he molded. I didn't watch his stream because I went to go see a movie. I just had to get out of the house. Again, having a little bit of a bad mental health time. It's okay. I'm being upbeat for the stream alone. But I had to get out of the apartment for a bit, so I went to go see a movie on Friday, and I missed Tibbs' molding. What movie? The Black Phone. Follow-up, was it good? Overrated. It got good reviews, and that's why I went to go see it, despite the fact the premise sounded fucking stupid. It was okay, I guess. It's just not the kind of horror I like, okay? The kind of horror I like is, like, Hereditary. That's the kind of horror I like. I'm not here, like... The Black Phone is about a guy who gets kidnapped, a kid who gets kidnapped by a serial killer, and there's inexplicably a phone in the wall in the room he's being held that's not hooked up to anything, and it periodically rings and the ghosts of the serial killer's previous victims talk to the kid and give him like tips on how to get out or whatever. The premise sounded super goofy to me. Super goofy. But I went to go see it again just because I had to get out of the apartment. And it did get good reviews. It was okay. It came together a bit there at the end. But it's not scary to me. I didn't find it scary really at all. There was only a couple of parts I found even creepy. Not like Hereditary or Midsommar. Another example. Not saying everything has to be Hereditary or Midsommar, but that's the kind of horror I typically like. Annie, CD Annie, T-Mux new Tac S Annie. Alrighty. Alright, so we are in, boys. Do we have the box started up yet? Did you like Unholy? I don't think I've seen Unholy, if that's a movie. Did I start it? I didn't actually fucking start the machine. I'm an idiot. Alright, let's start the machine. Let's do Stream Raiders real quick. Man, it's been a little bit since we've done Stream Raiders, hasn't it? Hey, Security Live bringing Bo Knows Tech into the cult. Welcome back. Welcome to the All Has Red Team, Bo Knows Tech. And thank you so much, Security Live, for your continued and concerted support of the stream. So very kind of you. Alright. It looks like we're beating them back. They can't stop this incoming tide. Out of control. We are out of control, friends. We're going in there. We did it. Good work. Test FPS for stream, getting the rewards. I spent all my points on Step Bros. I had a big Step Bro this week, though. Like literally all of last week can be summed up as, "What are you doing, Step Bro?" I'm not going to go into more details than that, but okay. All right, back to this. Alrighty, we're gonna do. All right, do we have an IP address? We do. Let's go ahead and copy that. Let's move this over here. And let's get started. Let's get going. Oh, I have to connect. It would probably help if I connected to the... Now, I did have trouble with Hack the Box's VPN yesterday because Hack the Box's VPN is fine, okay? Like, what is it about Hack the Box's VPN that is so bad all the time? And I say this because right at the time my fucking TryHackMe one fails now, too. I feel like I have less trouble with the TryHackMe one, but hang on. Let's just switch. That seems fine. Let's do that. Download configuration. You want a bad VPN? Try paying for Proving Grounds? Oh, right. That's another thing I should get for my prizes. A Proving Grounds voucher. That would be good. And some TryHackMe vouchers. Although, I feel like if you complete this CTF, just getting a TryHackMe voucher out of it would be kind of shitty because we also give those away for marbles races. No, I want them to be more significant. Where is TryHack? There it is. Let's delete this. Alright. 1 second, friends. Failed to negotiate. Is TryHackMe busted? We do not need to be in the VPN folder.
Hey, listen!
Oh, is it? Oh. Is there something broken about TryHackMe's? It needs a line added? Okay. Killer, I'm just gonna run this on... I'm just gonna run this. Will this fix it, Killer? Okay, you're saying it's gonna fix it. It doesn't look malicious to me, so I think we're okay. Let's just make... So it looks like TryHackMe has a little bit of problem, a little bit of a bug right now with its VPN. Okay. Okay, well that worked. Good work, Killer. Nice. The real CTF, perhaps the real CTF was the friends we made along the way. Okay. The real CTF was actually just getting connected to TryHackMe's VPN. I imagine someone complained about it on TryHackMe's. Oh, let's start. Let's get Burp Suite going as well, in case we need that. We definitely needed it for Sea Surfer, so let's get Burp Suite open. Just use the attack box? Oh yeah, this is a way of getting people to use the attack box. Big brain. I'll take my complimentary cookie. Yeah, thank you very much. That was very helpful. Getting Burp Suite started. You know what I hate? I hate that I changed. I think I've turned this up. That's a little better. We'll leave it at that. There we go. I just wanted it to be a little bit brighter. Okay. Alright, let's go back to Annie. Alrighty. Annie, let's do it, okay? Let's ping it. Let's ping this shit. Alrighty. Okay. All right, we have port 22 open and port 7070. Interesting. What the hell is on 7070? Is that a web server of some kind? Let's find out if it's a web server or what's going on 7070. This says it is just TCP wrapped. This is kind of an older version, probably Ubuntu Bionic of OpenSSH. Again, it is probably Ubuntu Bionic. What's going on 7070, I wonder? Let's just see. It's just giving me TCP wrapped. What is that? I never actually knew what that means. Like TCP wrapped. I'm assuming service discovery failed for some reason. Let's just try it again really fast. And we'll see if we can browse to it. I found Apple QuickTime. What the fuck is 7070? It's TCP. It's a weird port. But it's near 8080, so... now it's saying SSL real server? Is it some kind of... Is it some kind of web server? I'm wondering. Let's turn intercept off. Let's go 7070. Let's see if failed to connect. I wonder. HTTPS, I wonder. There we go. So it's some kind of web server. Failed to connect. It does have an SSL certificate though, which is strange, I would say. Just telnet it. I mean, yeah, we can do netcat. 7070. Oh, let's just do nmap tac TAC, TAC V, TAC ON, all ports. Let's just do that. Let's just see if there are any other ports open. I'm not sure what's going on port 7070. Is there a domain? I don't know what it is. It appears to be SSL of some kind. It has a certificate. Oh no, this is just port swigger. This is just Burp's certificate. My bad. Well, let's see if there's another port open, or if we just need to really go all in connecting to this. UDP also? Yeah, we can do UDP as well. Sudo nmap tech.su. UDP is notoriously unreliable. I typically don't scan it unless I don't see anything else. I have a feeling we'll have some surprises. Well, we might need it because we don't seem to be getting anything from this port 7070. I don't know what's going on with that. What could port 7070 be? Let's just find out what it might be. Nmap appears to be failing to figure it out. Apple QuickTime streaming server. Someone said that in chat. City of Heroes uses it. Or it's one of the ports that City of Heroes uses. Does that game still exist? I'm pretty sure that game does not exist anymore. AnyDesk application?
A hunter must hunt.
AnyDesk remote desktop software uses TCP ports 80, 443, 65, 68, 70, 70. Does AnyDesk even run on Linux? I guess it probably does. What else did it say? It can't be an Apple thing. Like, there are no Apple machines on TryHackMe for a reason, because of licensing issues. Sells real server like we saw. Bad Moles bringing us 5 new cult initiates. Fallout Ghost, Born Again Shell, Slick Pup Stream, Col Alt Delete, and Lucas CZ. Thank you so much. Welcome to the All Has Red team. Venom, Dark Bandit, Static Wolf, and the Don Vito. Thank you for the follow. Yes, it runs on Linux. All right, well, I guess it could be AnyDesk. I don't know. This is weird. Nmap usually... Maybe we can do like TAC A. TAC V. TAC P 7070. TAC A will do all checks. It'll do a variety of things. So we can try TAC A and see if it gets us any more than TAC SC or TAC SV. If those fail. I usually don't run TAC A, but we can give it a shot here. Because box name is Annie. The box name is Annie. That is true. I definitely noticed that. Oh, yeah. So TAC A actually did help me here. So this actually happens sometimes with... I like to use TAC SV, TAC SC, because TAC A runs a few checks I don't usually like. But sometimes if Nmap isn't getting what I want, you add you throw the TAC A in there. I've never used TAC A. It does a few additional checks, and it looks like those few additional checks actually did get us AnyDesk. So AnyDesk, the remote desktop software, must be listening on port 7070, I guess. I know it does a lot. It does a lot of checks. Okay, it does a lot of stuff, but it also does OS checks, I believe. I don't know exactly what port TAC-A does. I'll throw it in sometimes if TAC-SV, TAC-SC. What does it do that you don't like? It just generates more traffic that I don't usually need to see. It also needs, I think it does OS checking, so it needs to run as root. What do I want to do about AnyDesk? So I guess we could try and connect to it with, like, we could download AnyDesk software and try to connect to it and, like, try to brute force the password. I guess. Let's just do AnyDesk. Like, let's just do search exploit AnyDesk. Maybe AnyDesk has some vulnerability. Remote code execution. AnyDesk 5.5.2. We didn't get a version up here, did we? We do not have a version. We just see AnyDesk client. Well, we have unquoted service path, privilege escalation. So neither of these are useful because they're both on Windows and they're local privilege escalation exploits. This is the only one that seems interesting. Let's have a look-see. Let's look this up on ExploitDB. AnyDesk remote code execution. March 3rd, 2021. I'll be goddamn, that's fucking recent. Okay, what do we have here? Oh boy. We have some deep magics here, friends. Is this just a fucking buffer overflow? Just legitimately just a buffer overflow. It's like, so it's legitimately, I think, just a buffer overflow, isn't it? Wow. We do have a blog post here, so let's go ahead and open this up and see what the fuck is going on. Take a shot in the dark? I do plan to. This is the only AnyDesk UDP. Wait, is it on UDP? This is on TCP. We'll take a look-see here. What is it connecting to? It's connecting to port 50,001. Yeah, this is a UDP exploit, it appears. So it looks like AnyDesk has some service listening on UDP as well. So this is port 50,001, is it? Let's see if that port is open. UDP typically takes a really long time to scan, and that port may not even be scanned. So let's just do this again. And this time, let's do TAC-P 50,001. Just see if that's open. We do see open and filtered. Open or filtered. So UDP works differently than TCP. If a port is only if a port is closed, will the reset packet be sent. So if there's a firewall in the way, a lot of times you'll get a lot of false positives with UDP scans. But this looks like something is listening on that port. You usually won't see just open. You won't see just open on the UDP side. You'll just see open. You'll see open or filtered. Let's see if we can do TAC-SV and get some more information. The blog post on this is so cool. Well, we're going to read it here in just a second. We're learning about it. This has to be it. Unless there's some port that we haven't seen that's open yet. Unless they just want us to connect to it with the AnyDesk software and, like, guess the password or something. Which would be a little bit, I don't know, dumb. Kev Dong Cheng, thank you for the follow. All right. Again, UDP takes a long ass time, so we'll go over to we'll go over here. Took a look at the remote desktop application AnyDesk, which seems to quickly rise in popularity not only because of COVID-19. AnyDesk is available for a variety of operating systems by reversing and fuzzing the Linux version 5.5.2 of the application. I was able to find a format. Oh, so it's not a buffer overflow. It's a format string. Interesting. Which can be used to gain remote code execution by sending a single UDP packet to the target machine. AnyDesk took the issue very seriously. Okay, so what is a format string vulnerability? So in C, let me just quickly sum up what a format string vulnerability is. So in C, you have print statements. Right? This is a simple print statement in C. Okay? So, but you can also do something like this. Okay. Char name equals Al Hazred. Okay. So is this does this make sense? This is simple C declaring a string. There are no strings in C. Okay. C does not really have a string data type. Instead, C has char arrays. So strings are just arrays of characters that are terminated with a null byte. Okay? So C will will attach a null byte onto the end here. Okay? So what's happening here is we're using what's called a format string. This is a format string. So let's say we want somebody to give us their name or whatever. I'm not going to type all the C, but let's say we want to say hello and then the person's name, and someone has to input their name ahead of time, right? We'd have a variable containing the name, and then we would pass it to the format string with a %, or with this format. What do you call this thing? What do you call this fucking bad boy? What are these things called? Format. What do you call these? What do you call these things? Does anybody know? Programmers, C programmers. Where are you at? That's the way to think of it. A placeholder. All you're doing is identifying the data type. In this case, it's a data type of string. Format specifier sounds right. Yeah, format specifier. That sounds right. Okay. Basically, you're telling C what type of variable this is that they're going to insert here, and then they're going to look here. Then C is going to look. The compiler is going to look here for what, or not the compiler, but at runtime, the C program will look in this spot for a data type to put here, and it's going to assume it's a string. Does that make sense? But let's say this is a very basic example, but let's say we had we'd have to request user input, and I can't remember how to, I haven't coded in C in a long time. But let's say we user inputted, let's not put a different example. Let's just say let's say this is not a string. Gets would be right. You're right. Gets would be correct. But we're not gonna go into gets and sets right now. Let's say this is not a string. Let's say we change it to I don't know, some hex. Just some hex. It doesn't matter. I'm not. Okay, so this is not this is not a string, and instead we try to feed the printf. This is still going to assume it's a string. So this is still going to assume it's a string right here, and it's just going to put in a whole bunch of. It's going to go to this name variable, and it's going to put in a whole lot of. How does C know where a string is over? Scanf. No, don't use scanf. That's bad. Yeah, everyone is arguing about what the correct function is to use. scanf is what you would want to use. So C doesn't actually, again, have a string data type. It has a char array. And when you specify a string, C is just going to read data until it runs into a null byte. Okay? C is just going to read data until it runs into a null byte. So if you feed it not a string, it's just going to read data until it hits a null byte and dump all of that into the printf. So you can manipulate these format specifiers to force C to show memory addresses, to leak data, even to execute code sometimes. That's kind of a bad explanation. But basically, that's what format string vulnerabilities are about. Format string vulnerabilities are about format functions like printf being fed user-controlled data. It's less about this. Let's say the string was like al-hazred %d or something. Let's say user data was placed right here. Let's say user data was placed right here, and the user data was like %d. Like that. Let's say user data is placed in a printf. Let's say, like, not even... Let's say... Let's do it this way. This way is a little bit clearer. Let's do it this way, okay? So, let's say you're taking this node, and let's say the name variable takes something like this. So we put a format specifier right here. I think this is the one for integer. Is this the double word? This is a 32-bit integer, I think, right? Correct me if I'm wrong, C programmers. I think %d is a... There's a whole bunch of these motherfuckers. But I think D stands for double word integer. Yeah, so a 32-bit integer. So let's say we into this name variable, the user puts a %d. So the printf goes to read this variable, goes to print this out, sees this, and goes, oh, I need to look for an integer, but no integer is specified here. C is going to look at that spot in memory anyway and print out whatever data is there, whatever 32-bit data is there. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? Basically, that's what format string vulnerabilities are about. You feed user data containing format specifiers. I think usually they use %n. I can't remember what %n usually is. I think it's memory address. Is %n a pointer? So how to control... Look, like, I'm not super good at format specifiers, okay? I'm not super good at format specifiers. But they... But basically... Basically, that's when unsanitized user data that doesn't control for these % signs is fed into a printf or any of the other format specifier variables. Okay? All right? And then C will just try to read some data from that area of memory regardless. Does that make sense? Is that kind of a shitty explanation? But this is what's called a format string vulnerability. Is everyone following me? Everyone with me to at least clear as mud, as we say in the Midwest? Yes, no. Okay, fine. Chat is dead. Okay. Chat. All right. So it's a format string vulnerability, which can be used to obtain remote code execution. Hacking the Art of Exploitation, the book, has a great section on format strings, if you want to know more about those. AnyDesk took this issue very seriously. They released a patch only 3 days after my notification and paid me a bounty of 5,000 euros for a remote code execution vulnerability? You're kidding. 5,000 bucks? Like, 5,000 bucks for a huge piece of software? AnyDesk is not a small piece of software. And you're telling me this guy found remote code execution with a format string and only got 5,000 bucks? This guy got ripped off. The vulnerability is tracked as CVE 2020-13160. I'm aware that Euro I'm aware that euro are different than freedom dollars, okay? It is July 4th. We're acting like I don't care about your Monopoly money, okay? Oh, it's July 3rd, but it's July 4th weekend. Imagine not being off work tomorrow, okay? Imagine the degeneracy of not being off work tomorrow and being able to go to the doctor if you got into a car accident. Imagine. All right, within this article, I want to share all steps. All right, let's find out. Is running multiple processes with different permissions. The most valuable target is the service process, AnyDesk service, user bin AnyDesk, since this process is running with root privileges. There are 2 older CVEs which target this process in order to escalate privileges. I think we probably saw those in Search Exploit. My desire is to find a vulnerability which can be exploited remotely. Okay. Accordingly, the application is listening on port 7070 and UDP port 5001 by displaying all AnyDesk. So why would it use UDP? Specifically because remote desktop software, honestly, will often use UDP for the same reason that UDP is used to stream video. You don't need every single frame of data. You just need data to be transmitted as fast as possible. So some frames might be lost, but it's not the end of the world. So that's why probably the UDP port 5001 is the port over which the actual remote desktop like frames are being sent. By display, we see the listening process is the service process itself. Also recognize the tray bar process as well as the front end process. Before we can reasonably fuzz the application, we have to determine what data the application is usually expecting to receive on these ports. In order to get some sample data, we can expect all traffic related to these ports with Wireshark. According to observations we can make with Wireshark, TCP port 7070 is for the actual remote desktop connection, uses TLS to encrypt the traffic. Okay, my bad. I don't know what UDP is about. The relevant port is UDP 5001, which is used to announce AnyDesk clients within a local network. Okay, I was completely wrong. Forget what I said. Okay? On startup of AnyDesk, we can see that our client sends UDP packets to 239, 255, 102.18 in order to announce its presence. The packet contains the host name, the username, a profile picture, as well as some other information. Okay? So, that's how host discovery is being done with AnyDesk. We now have some legitimate data in order to fuzz the application. At first, I started fuzzing the application using Fuzzotron, which is written in C and is quite fast. I've used BooFuzz in Python before. Instead of directly targeting the service process, which is listening on the network socket, we can focus on the front-end process in the output above. The front-end process is available for displaying the GUI to the user and communicates with the service process to exchange information relevant for the GUI. When the service process receives a valid UDP announcement frame, this frame is passed to the front-end process in order to display the announced device within the GUI. So that would be where the format string happens. The device is being displayed here. To make our fuzzing input reach the front-end process, we have to set valid announcement frames. Most of the frames produced by the fuzzer so far are not valid because they are mutated without any knowledge of the specific format of these frames. Accordingly, most of the fuzzer mutated frames are dropped by the service process and never reach the front-end process. So this is something you see a lot. What we're exploiting here is like the actual service that's being spoken to with the network traffic, the actual AnyDesk service, is not actually directly exploitable. What's exploitable is the front-end process. Right here. And because we don't talk to the front-end process directly over the network. Via the network, we do not talk to the front-end process directly. We talk to the service, and then the service talks to the front-end. So what's happening here is kind of a second-order exploit, where we're sending some data to the service, and then the service is going to send it on to the front end, and it's going to be more trusted. The data is more trusted because it's coming from the service, not directly from the user, despite the fact that the data originated from a user. Does that make sense? It's pretty common that you'll see more vulnerabilities in that range because the data is more trusted. Developers don't think it will be exploited, or it could be exploited. In order to create a valid announcement frames, we have to understand how the frames are built. Fortunately, the format is not very complicated. By changing settings like our username or hostname, and then observing the corresponding announcement frames our client is sending, we can derive how the frames are built. Among other things, a frame contains the AnyDesk ID, an operating system ID, as well as the hostname and username, which are both transmitted. So this is the beginning. You have to the beginning of the exploit over here. This is all creating a frame that has valid that looks like AnyDesk is expecting. There are a few other fields and static values. The following Python script creates a valid frame based on the given parameters and sends it to our local machine on UDP port 5001. Okay, so this is a valid frame that they're making here. And where are they putting the shellcode, I wonder? Okay, so do you see these percents? You see these percent signs, chat? The rest of these are hex. Don't worry about those. But do you see these percent signs being put in here? There's your format string. Percent sign in C usually equates to a format specifier. Okay? After running in the script, we can see the GUI that the front end received the announcement, and the fake device is displayed. So we forged a fake UDP frame and sent it to this thing, and then it appeared in the AnyDesk client there. Now we're ready to explicitly fuzz certain fields of the frame. In order to do this, we extend the Python script to serve as our fuzzer. So this is where coding comes in handy. Being able to quickly slap together. There was no tool that could effectively fuzz AnyDesk here. Okay? So instead, the guy put together a nice script, a nice Python script that would fuzz different aspects of this frame for him. He could have used BooFuzz for this. BooFuzz is a Python-based fuzzer, which is a derivation of Sully, an older version, which is a derivation of Spike. Do you have a software dev background? I was a software dev for a year, but I would not say that my code was very good. The sleep time for each fuzzing iteration turned out that the GUI is only updated every 5 seconds. At first, I thought about patching the binary to increase the update interval, but before digging into this, I decided to just let the fuzzer run overnight. The next day, the fuzzing results were ready to be evaluated. The front end actually crashed a few times. This is... You love that. You love to see that. So what does it mean if the front end crashed? What does it mean if the front end crashed? What does that very likely mean, chat? It doesn't necessarily mean an overflow. It means you sent it some data that it wasn't prepared to handle. It means you corrupted something. You probably caused a segmentation fault somehow. Okay? You seg faulted somehow. Which means that you sent it some input that might be exploitable. Okay? So it's worth looking into. Okay, so he was saving the last 10 payloads and was figuring out which one caused the crash. And look, it's this one with all these format specifiers in it. See? It's this one with all of these percent signs. %N, %P, %D. The application was not prepared for format specifiers in displaying it's probably in displaying of the host name or some aspects of the host. These are probably print statements. These are probably print statements in here, and they're not expecting percent signs. They're not expecting format specifiers. So it caused a crash. So far, we have fuzzed the AnyDesk front end and identified an input which makes the front end crash. The next step is to determine the cause of this crash and determine if it's based on a bug which we can exploit. At first, we start at the front end and attach GDB to it. Okay, we start it up. We do the thing. We resend the payload. As expected, the application raises a seg fault. As we can see, the crash is called by the instruction move D word pointer RAX R13D within the function. So basically, this is just moving the value that's in R13 into RAX within the function IOV printf. Wee woo, wee woo, wee woo. Since the value of RAX is 0, a seg fault is raised. Using the command BT, we can print the stack trace. Failed to see text from markup due to error parsing markup. According to the output to the return address after the VSN printf call is that address. Let's examine the code at this address. The call to the third parameter of the function is the format string to be used. A few lines before, we can see the fourth parameter of the outer function is copied into a local C8 using strncopy. You love to see strncopy, okay? In order to determine which parameters were passed to VSN printf, let's set a breakpoint on the call and resend the payload. We hit the breakpoint on the call to VSN printf. The third parameter contains the format string. The pass string obviously contains an error message about an invalid UTF-8 encoded text. That would be because these format specifiers are being replaced with memory addresses, just hex. Are being replaced with just hex. Like random fucking data from memory. Well, it's not random, but they're being replaced with like garbage from memory. So it's not UTF-8 encoded text. But this string also does contain the string which caused the error. This is our fuzzing input in the format string. We have found a format string vulnerability. In this case, the actual crash of the application was caused by the %n format specifier. Did I not say it was usually %n? Did I not say it was usually %n that does these? Within the fuzzer generated data, can be used to write data. The address where the data in this case is supposed to be written happened to be null. This caused the seg fault. So what's happening is C is trying to replace this %n with data. It's trying to take data from memory and replace it with this %n. But the particular address it's trying to draw from doesn't contain any data. It's null. So it's crashing. Analyzing the code a bit further, we can determine that the call to VSN printf prepares a string which will be written to the log file. The fourth parameter of the outer function will be used as a format string, is in this case an error message. So it's actually writing to a log file. I thought it would be writing to the thing, but it's actually the log file. We can control parts of this format string by inserting a invalid UTF-8 sequence into the hostname of an announcement frame. This causes a classical format string vulnerability. That is pretty textbook. It also formed out that the vulnerable call is actually made twice by sending an announcement frame with an invalid UTF-8 sequence and a format specifier. We can see the result in AnyDesk trace. The error message is being written twice to the log file. We can now see how the inserted format specifier %p has been evaluated. By analyzing the seg fault, we identified the cause of the crash as a format string vulnerability. Within my write-up, I described the basics on how to exploit a format string vulnerability using %n. We're not going to go into super deep on how to exploit a format string. If you want to read more about it, it's in Hacking the Art of Exploitation. It will write the amount of bytes written up to this point, wrecking the stack. Oh, there you go then. That's why it usually causes that. I'm not good with format strings. I did one like a long time ago, like back in 2018. I did one format string vulnerability for a CTF. But it took a lot of vulnerability. It took a lot of exploring, I should say. To check which security mechanisms are enabled, because yeah, you want to know with a memory vulnerability, you got a number of security things that you need to bypass. You've got DEP, data execution prevention. You've got ASLR. You've got stack canaries. You've got those are the big ones. Those are the big ones. But here we see there's just like literally nothing. There's just literally nothing. All right, let's do a Stream Raiders really quickly. I keep looking at Stream Raiders, it's taunting me. Literally no memory protections. What could go wrong there? We take security very seriously in AnyDesk. Yeah, that's why all the Rajives from Microsoft Tech Support are using it to scam all the old people. They use AnyDesk. What else do they use? AnyDesk, TeamViewer. There's like a million other things that they use. UltraViewer, is that one? I've never heard that one. I watch Kid Boga now and then, okay? Yeah, the mock moods. The mock moods from Microsoft Tech Support. Alrighty. That game is totally random, or I can do something? No, you can. Do exclamation point battle, and you can log in with your credentials, and you can play with us. There you go. Okay. Bore Unique, Drady Line, Eloy Sheep. I feel like I just had a stroke reading that. Dusty M, Dean, and Arakaitsu, FPV Hex, and Eratree. Thank you for the follow. Cthulhu fought into all of you. All right, let's head back. Some of these programs have blocked incoming connections from India. Oh no, you're saying they have to use a VPN now? The horror. How will they do it? So, like, for example, what is a stack canary? Anybody know what a stack canary is? Or a stack cookie, they're sometimes called. So a stack canary is a randomly generated set of data that's pushed onto the stack along with everything else. And before the function, along with all the other stuff, the stack is usually where variables are stored and other data. Basically, it's a randomly generated bunch of data that's pushed onto the stack. And then when the function returns, it checks to see if that data has remained the same. If that data is not the same, the function can assume the program is supposed to assume that the stack has been compromised, that a memory vulnerability has been compromised, and the program is just supposed to error out, and not continue execution, terminate execution at that point. Does that make sense? So in this case, there's no stack canary. This is a very common protection that's placed in by compilers by default. I would generally suggest to disable ASLR and just keep in mind that we have to bypass it. This makes it easier to compare addresses of multiple runs of the application. So he disabled ASLR on his... ASLR is not a protection for AnyDesk. It's a protection of the operating system. So ASLR is going to be in place. The first goal we need to achieve is to control the instruction pointer. That's essentially the goal. This is the goal of all memory exploitation. All in-memory exploitation is focused around the control of our IP. Okay? Since there is no rel row, we can use the %n format specifier to overwrite an entry within the global offset table. As the heap segment where our input data will be stored is actually executable, we can store a shellcode. So he got lucky. He got lucky and doesn't have to, like, do a ROP chain or anything like that. He doesn't have to do a ROP chain or anything like that because the segment of memory where he's writing is actually already executable. So he doesn't have to, like, bypass data execution protection. And then you're just modifying, you're using the %n to modify the offset table, like on the heap, and point the extraction pointer to your shellcode where you're going to write into memory. On the next call of the function, which global offset table we overwrote, the shellcode is executed. So the global offset table contains where all the functions in the program are written. Okay? When you execute a program in memory, there's going to be what's called a global offset table that points to the memory locate that has a catalog of all the memory locations of all the functions. So if let's say the program calls a particular function, how does it know where that function is located? It goes to the global offset table looking for that function, and the global offset table will give it the offset, like the offset from the beginning of the program, the beginning of the memory space, which is 0, The offset is how many bytes into memory that function begins. Does that make sense? So we are modifying the global offset table to instead point the vulnerable function at our shellcode to say, hey, that function's actually located here, and we actually just have shellcode there. Okay? All these steps sound quite straightforward. Achieving this turned out to be a bit more challenging. Let's have a look. We're not going to go super in-depth. I'm not going to sit here and just like, this is very fascinating, but I want to actually continue and exploit this at some point. So, we've described it at a high level, okay? This is all like really highly, this is all deep magics, okay? Deep magics. If you want to read this, I'll post the link in chat. I'll post the link in chat for you if you want to read this in its entirety. But we're not going to go through all of it on stream. We've gone through the broad strokes. Please notice, there are bad characters. This is very important. All right, this is actually really, really important. Let's take this and put this in our notes. This is how he generated the shellcode. We need to know this. We need to know how this shellcode was generated, because we're going to have to generate our own. Let me open up my notes. We'd love to hear you explain it. I don't want to spend the whole stream just explaining a blog post that you can read. So I explained it broad strokes, and if you want to know more, you can read the rest. But we're going to go about exploiting it. We're going to use his exploit now. Where is TryHackMe? There it is. TryHackMe. Annie. Look at us taking notes like good little hackers. Yeah, so we'll, let's just paste this in here so I know where I got this from. So these are, what is this TAC B option? What is this? What is he designating here? This is what we really need to know from this. These are bad characters. Memory exploits will very often, exploits in general will very often have bad characters. Now, what makes a bad character? It's anything that breaks your payload. Any character that if it's included in your exploit, it breaks the payload. This one is an extremely common one. The null byte is almost always bad. As for memory exploits in C programs, the null byte is almost always bad. Because what is the null byte used for? Well, the null byte is used for a lot of things. But why does it make a bad character? Why would it specifically stop a printf vulnerability? Let's put it that way. Why specifically would a null byte terminate a printf vulnerability? Yeah, it terminates the string. Strings in, again, keep in mind that strings in C look like this. So this string, let's look at the string Al-Hazred, okay? This string is not, there's no string data type in C. Instead, it's just an array of these characters. And then there's one additional. It's an array of size 8, because my character is 8 letters long, but it's not. It's an array of size 9. What's the last character? The last character is that. It's a null byte. So this array is not 8 characters. This string is not 8 characters long. It is 9 characters. This is a common mistake made by C developers. They just forget that strings are one character longer than they've actually specified. So you can sometimes get out of bounds reads or out of bounds writes with that. But a string of my name in C is 9 characters long. There is always a null byte that's appended to the end of it. So that when C is reading the string in memory, the only way it knows how to stop is when it hits a null byte. C will read data until it hits a null byte. If this null byte isn't here, it's just going to read a bunch of garbage. It's just going to read the next garbage in memory. until it runs into a null byte. It will continue reading until it hits a null byte. So that's why a null byte is almost always bad. It's going to terminate the string. You're inputting a string. Now, what is 25 and 26? Is that a percent sign? It might be a percent sign. Let's look at ASCII chart. Does anybody know what 25 and 26 are out of curiosity? If it knows the length of the string, it doesn't know the length of the string, not when it's reading it. When it's reading the string, it does not know how long it is. It knows how much memory to allocate at the beginning. When it's allocating the memory for it, it knows how much memory to allocate, but it doesn't know when it's reading. 25 in hex. Okay, they're not ASCII characters. My bad. So there's some other stuff that must be, they must be corrupting the UDP datagram. Okay? These must be characters that it doesn't like. That the UDP datagram doesn't like for some reason. So let's take this. Let's copy it. Let's put it in here. I want to know how to generate my shellcode. Okay. To prevent the string from being terminated, %25 would introduce another format specifier. Oh, wait, no, it is ASCII. What the fuck is this telling me then? Oh, the hex is over here. I'm just a fucking moron. Shut up. Shut up. I know you're... Shut up. The hex is up... Okay, yeah, I knew that the whole time. You caught me. You caught me. I knew that the whole time. I knew that the whole... What are you doing, step broing me? What are you doing, step bro me? I forbid you.
What are you doing, step bro?
I was testing you. I was testing you. You passed. Okay, so these are more format string things. These are format string things, and that terminates the... That also messes up the payload. Okay? The ampersand is used by glib and must also be avoided. The final exploit looks like this. We start a netcat listener. We run the exploit script. Keep in mind that the front end only reaches out every 5 seconds. Only is updated every 5 seconds. So you'll have a short wait until your reverse shell connects by saying a UDP packet. Okay, great, cool. Let's do it. Any reverse engineering background? OSCP, OSCE. I've done a bit of it. I've done a bit of it. I want to do more. I want to do OSED. I just haven't gotten around to it yet. All right, so let's get this exploit was in searchsploit, so let's just pull it from searchsploit. Okay, Vim 49. Let's take a look at this. Exploit author Scry H. All right, so do we need to modify the length at all? Does it matter? Does our length matter? It doesn't look like the length matters. Okay. So let's take our MSF Venom. Let's generate some fucking shellcode. Okay. Paste that in there. Let's do 4444 just like it says. Let's do 10.13.10.69. Nice. That's the sex number. Are we back to 69? Yes! I didn't even notice! We were back to the sex number! Yes! Awesome! My IP address is back to the sex number. Okay. So, again, this is the type of shellcode we want. We just want a regular unstaged shell reverse TCP. We want to put in our own IP address here. We could probably change this port to whatever we want, but I'll just leave it to what he had it as. These are the bad characters. MSF Venom will not include these characters. We'll do some encoding if necessary, or whatever it needs to do to avoid having any of these characters in its output. This is the format. We want the output to be in Python format. And then the name of the variable is going to be shellcode. We'll see. We'll let it generate. It's probably going to shikata-ganai it because that is by default its encoding scheme. Actually, it won't shikata-ganai. Shikata-ganai is only 32-bit. It'll probably use I don't know. We'll see what it does. Ghost in the Shell and Tuna Fudge Face. Thank you for the follow. Cthulhu Fountains to you, my friend. So I would say that Hack the Box would rate this vulnerability an easy. This is a easy, your standard easy Hack the Box sort of thing that you would see. Is there an alternative for MSF Venom for the OSCP? MSF Venom is allowed unrestricted on the OSCP. What's not allowed is MSF Console. Alright, so we take this. 64, so it uses a Zor encoder. The reason that MSF Venom took a second is because it was trying to find a type of encoding that wouldn't have any of these characters in it. Alright. So let's just hit DD a bunch of times. Let's give it the D. Alright, let's set paste. Let's paste it in here. Okay. We don't want that I at the end. And we shouldn't need to change anything else. I think the rest of this looks okay. Port 50,001. Oh, the IP. That needs to change. What is the IP? 1010, 184, 188. God damn it. Okay. Pretty cool stuff here. Okay. All right, let's netcat tech and let's split the pane in half. And let's do netcat tech NLVP 4444. Go up. Go up. Thank you. Python 3. 49613.py. Do I need to put bytes in there? Yep. Was that in the original? Hang on a second. Did I just not... Oh, I have to put the B's. I have to put the B's in there. Gotta give it the B's. Oh, the B's are already there. What the fuck? Okay, what did the error actually say? Shellcode? What did I change? Python 2, but this is not Python 2. He wouldn't. Is this just Python 2? Did this... Dude, 2020! 20 fucking 20... No, it's not Python 2. It's not. No. No. These B's are here. These B's weren't here in Python 2. This is not Python 2.
A hunter must hunt.
Happy 20 months.
Check the print. Okay. So we got the byte symbol all the way here. That all looks fine. Okay. So he's doing some stuff. I mean, I'm hesitant to change parts of this script. Did he really put a script up that doesn't work? Like, do we need byte here? Alright, that clearly didn't fix it. What did I do wrong? All I added was the... All I did was change the shellcode. I don't see... Try Python 2. I'm going to be so offended if it's Python 2. Hang on. Let me just return it to normal. If it's Python 2, I'm going to puke. Let's get these out of here then. I don't want to make undue changes to the shellcode. Yeah, it's not Python. No, I hit Python 2. I hit Python 3 again. Why? Why? 2020. It's 2020. This is out of control.
Why are you the way that you are? Why are you the way that you are?
This fucking dude. This dude coded an entire goddamn exploit in the year of our Lord 2020. The year of our this absolute madman. This has to be a troll. There's no fucking way. This has to be a troll. There's no way that this guy wasn't like cackling to himself like, haha, I'm gonna write this in Python 2. Please stop using Python 2. It's not cute. It's not funny. Okay? It's not. Okay? It's not good. The important thing is we got our callback here. We are now the Annie user. Does anybody have any... Does everybody understand completely how the dark magics, how these dark magics work? Like, we're looking at a page out of the Necronomicon here, okay? Like, this is an actual page of the Necronomicon. And you can tell because it's written in Python fucking 2. Actual page of the Necronomicon. In the function call, I think if you call, it'll work in Python 3. I'm not going to play with it and try and get it to work. I don't know why he would write this in Python 2. That's madness. Just had no Python 3 installed. Like, how? It takes 5 seconds to just install Python 3. Okay, it's background the shell, stty raw minus echo. Okay. Let's go up here. Let's kill this. Alright, we're Annie. stty-a. Rows 32, columns 111. Okay. Export. Term equals X term. 256 color. Okay. Alright. Any questions about any of that stuff?
At Alpha4ZR3D, how much would you pay someone to go around the internet and convert Python 2 exploits into Python 3 and that's their entire job?
Only the exploits that I specifically need to use. I don't care about some random fucking exploits from like 2013. I don't care about those. I care about exploits that I have to use for any reason. Susfaris with 20 months. God, been here since the beginning. Susfaris, thank you so much. Welcome back to the All Has Red team as always, my friend. Oreo Bite with the 100 Tiggle Bitties. Thank you so much. A-Car, Leanne Dame, Black 99. Thank you for the follow. I write all my exploits in Perl. Yeah, that's it. Perl is to Python 2 what Python 3 is to... What Python 2 is to Python 3. What Python 2 is to Python 3, Perl is to Python 2. Okay? Enum for Linux TACNG is written in Python 3. Why isn't Cobalt Strike written in Cobalt? That's a good question. It would still be better than Java. Okay, so we are Annie. Any questions about that before we continue, chat? Before we continue, do we have any questions? How much time is left? Oh, that's a good question. Hang on. 51 minutes, but we're going to add an hour anyways. All right, let's cat user.text. Not just any desk. Damn, that was a cool exploit. That was fucking nifty. Submit that. Hooray. All right, now we just got to get root.txt. We do see this sudo as admin successful, so let's go sudo tackl here. We do not know Annie's password. Feels bad, man. We do see anydesk.sh here. That looks like just an AnyDesk thing. Let's look at AnyDesk specifically. Cat user.conf. Is there clear text credentials in here? System.conf. I'm looking for clear text credentials. Cool exploit uses Python. Yeah, 3 out of 10. Best I can do is 3 out of 10. Let's look at what groups we're in. We need Annie's password, it looks like. LP admin, Samba share. We're in a bunch of groups, but these are all pretty standard user groups. Was there service.conf? Did we not look at that? It looks like some kind of a certificate, for sure. She's a 10, but writes exploits in Python too. Let's look on her desktop, because it has a folder for it. Nothing. Let's look in her downloads. Always like to look through the home directory. Just AnyDesk, the specific version they were looking for. She's a 10, but writes exploits in Python too. That had to be a troll. That had to be a troll. Like, that absolutely had to be a troll. Was it I don't think that was an SSH key. Regardless, if there is an SSH key, it's an AnyDesk certificate, I think. There's an SSH key right here. So we can take this.
A hunter must hunt.
So we can SSH in now if we want. Perhaps we will at a later time. All right, so we don't have Annie's password. Let's look for SUID binaries. Okay, set cap. That doesn't look right. GTFO bins. Let's check this out. The rest of these are ping. I guess that's normal. PPPD maybe? But set cap definitely looks out of place. Really? Is that a normal Linux binary? What is this? Is this a normal Linux binary or is this something else? I feel like setcap is just setting capabilities. Is this a... What is this? I feel like that's supposed to set capabilities, isn't it? Interesting. Not in GTFO bins. If we can set capabilities, that's got to be juicy. I am shocked that GTFO bins doesn't have this in here. Set cap. Privilege escalation. Privilege escalation using capabilities. I remember looking at this recently. Golly, I remember reading this article very recently. Here we go. Usually set on executable files and are automatically granted to the process when a file with a capability is executed. Well, we just want to do this. Okay, let's copy. Let's copy this to dev shm python 3. Let's mount grep shm. We're good there. No SUID. I don't think that's going to matter. Okay, cd/dev/shm. Okay, so we're in shared memory. Does AnyDesk write these? So AnyDesk is writing a fuckload of stuff to shared memory. Okay, let's do sbin setcap. I am shocked that GTFO bins does not have this in there. We want to give Python 3 the setUID capability. That seems pretty good. We want to do dev shm python 3. Okay. Get cap. Nothing. Oh, no, it does have it. It does have it. Okay. So now we just do Python 3. Okay. Import OS. All right. How do I actually do this again? How do I set my user ID to 0? OS set UID. os.setUID 0. Operation not permitted. Lies. Oh, because I'm in dev shm. It doesn't allow it because I'm in dev shm. Move Python 3 /temp. What the hell? Where'd it go? Oh, it's in temp, but I thought it errored out on the move. Okay, get cap Python 3. Yeah, okay, so it must have stripped. Okay, we'll just go back to the fucking home directory. Fuck it. 90s soundtrack. This is not 90s. Excuse you, Just a Guy. This is the StarCraft 2 soundtrack. What is he hacking into? We are finishing Annie on TryHackMe. We gained remote code execution through a vulnerable piece of software. And now we are escalating to root. So let's do sbin setcap. We're exploiting another vulnerability to get root right now. Home Annie Python 3. Okay. Now we should be able to execute Python 3. Import OS. os.setUID 0. os.system. Bin bash. And there we go. And we're root. Any questions? Pretty straightforward root there. Keep in mind that this box oh, they upgraded Sea Surfer to hard. Damn it. They upgraded Sea Surfer to hard. But Sea Surfer was a medium when I did it. And I was like, look at the disparity. I was like, look at the disparity between these two boxes. Both mediums on TryHackMe. Not a fucking chance was Sea Surfer a medium. Not a fucking chance. This was a proper medium, I think. I think this one was a reasonable medium. Oh, a TryHackMe voucher. Well, there you go. I imagine it's probably taken now, but you could feel free to give that a shot if you want. Shoot your shot. You never know. Sea Surfer was also medium. They must have upgraded it just in the last few days then. Probably because they saw me doing it. What song is this? This is the StarCraft 2 soundtrack. I hope that someone who needs it takes it. Yeah, I think that... Alright, let's do Stream Raiders. We'll do another box. We're not done. We'll do another box. We can get another box in. What the fuck? We just, like, owned two things. What? We just killed, like, two things. Okay. Fine, Stream Raiders. There must be some gimmick that I didn't notice. Alright, let's do pretty standard. Let's just do tanks in the front. And let's just do archers. They've changed the ranged in the back. And we can just vibe on the sides. Okay. There we go. Have you done mind games on TryHackMe? I don't know. We'll find out. Let's find out. Let's, we put this in. Did I get root? Yeah, okay, I got root. Yay. We have both the flags in. Good work, team. We did it. Alright, that was a much more reasonable easy box. Does anybody have any questions about this box while I tear it down and put up a new one? Any questions on that box? Pretty cool, that was a very OSCP-like foothold. That was a very OSCP-like foothold. It's very common on OSCP for there to be like a known memory vulnerability and for you to have to like modify the exploit a little bit to get it to work and stuff like that. Very, very common on OSCP. Alrighty. Have you done mind games? Let's find out if we've done mind games. Is the absolute zero hardening stock for the AnyDesk binary? Probably. Usually if there's no hardening, that's because the hardening broke it for some reason. People don't just jump straight to no hardening. It usually was breaking something, so they removed it. That's how software developers do it. Alright, we'll do newest. Someone was mentioning mind games. I don't know. Does this seem good? Oh, we have done this, it looks like. It appears that we have done this. I don't remember this box. Who remembers this box? Does anyone remember what box this is? I do so many of these goddamn things. There's no way I can remember. Like, what even rank am I now? I don't even keep track. I am God, apparently. I mean, this is not true. I am not a god. I am not a god. I am but a humble cult leader. Okay? But humble cult leader. Okay. Aratus? I'll take recommendations. Do you like to go through tons of text? Is this a blue team one? Yeah, we'll do it. All right, let's fire it up. Is Aratus okay? That sound okay? How does Aratus sound, everybody? Yes or yes or pass? Pearl's time to shine. I think we just jump right in. Let's just jump right in. I need to put in a song command into Nightbot. I do need to put that. I do need to. I'm actually building another Twitch bot. I'm building a custom Twitch bot right now. That's one of the other projects I'm working on. On top of the CTF, I'm building a Twitch bot. It's not quite ready yet. It's only got very basic functionality at the moment. I don't even have it on. I don't even have it on at the moment, but here, I'll show you. Hang on a second. I'll turn it on here. Hang on. What language? Python. Hang on, I'll turn it on so you guys can see. It was working last night. So, which means it's probably not going to work now. Just FYI. It's not in Python 2. I don't even think the libraries I need are in Python 2. I could interact with the Twitch API without using Python 2, but it would be painful. Oh, I have to replace its authentication token. I can do that really. Wait, I don't want to get down that rabbit hole. Okay, let's start the machine. While the machine spins up, we'll do it. I'll do it while the machine spins up. Hang on a second. Alrighty, let me open a Visual Studio. I have to change out. Favorite StarCraft character? Zeratul. Zeratul is my man. Alright, we're only using test token generators at the moment. Chat token, author... Nope, that's bad. Fuck. Forgot I did it over here. You a TOS player? Yeah, I was a pro TOS player back when I played. I play random now. I do play sometimes now, but I play random. I just want to show you the bot. Hang on a second. It's going to take me a second. I have to generate a new secret. I still need to write the functionality in for it to auto-generate its secret. I have not done that yet. I was only trying to get its basic functionality working last night. Let's do this. Put that in there. I mean, honestly, Twitch bots are just... Twitch is just IRC. Twitch chat is just IRC. You're just talking in IRC right now. Request token. Okay, let's do that. And it should give me a token. It did not give me a token. Why didn't you give me a token? Come on, give me a token. It is not giving me a token. What am I doing wrong here? I can't show it to you. Alright, let's just take the access token from yesterday. It didn't authenticate. Yeah. God, I figured this all out yesterday. What did I do? Why is it not authenticating now? Okay, this is not working. I don't know. I don't know why this is not working now. It does not seem to be working. Maybe if I log into Twitch, my dev console. Maybe I need to generate a new secret too. Alright, we'll generate a new secret. We'll see how that works. I don't know why I'm even bothering with this right now. Figure I might as well, because I'm waiting for the box to spin up anyways. Alright, so we put the secret in there. Client ID is in there. We get the permissions. We generate the token. There we go. I just needed to regenerate the secret there. Okay, so 1 second. Let me put the access token in. I need to build the functionality to auto-generate these access tokens. I just haven't done that yet. Let's put the refresh token in there too, just for kicks. I don't have it refreshing the token. That would be why it's not working. Okay, let's try and execute it now. There we go. All right, it's there now. So it only has some basic functionality at this point. I just built in some really simple stuff. So the only command... so there are two commands that you can send it. There's !hello. If you do !hello, Shoggoth bot will respond with Cthulhu fhtagn. I just did it in chat right there. And if you do !whisper, it'll give you a random HP Lovecraft quote. That's all it does. And there's only 3 quotes. I only put 3 quotes in there. And see, people are already fuzzing it. Yeah, CMD equals who am I? People are already fuzzing it. There's only 2 commands, okay? Again, it only has very basic functionality, and there's only 3 Lovecraft quotes you can possibly get. So I'm going to build more into it. It's not done yet. I only wanted to get it working at a very basic level last night. And it does work. I wanted to get it working, and I wanted it to be asynchronous. Not having an asynchronous bot is for suckers, okay? It had to be asynchronous, which made it a little bit more complicated to build out. All right, so there you go. It's not done. It's not done. Again, obviously, far from done. I'm going to build a lot more functionality into it now. The first thing, obviously, I need to do is have it auto-generate its token. Alrighty. Let's see what we have over here. So now Shoggoth bot is in there. Feel free to talk to it if you want to. Again, it doesn't do very much yet, but it'll do more as time goes on. We're now just literally just fuzzing it now. Okay? Like, it's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. I applaud your attempts. I applaud your attempts, but it's not gonna work. Best of luck finding a vulnerability in Python. The CTF hasn't started yet. This is just a Twitch bot. This doesn't have anything to do with the CTF. Let me get some water really quickly. We'll run an nmap scan. Oh, let's tmux. Let's tmux. I guess Aratus. Oh, let's not do 2 tmuxes. Nmap tech sc. Oh, I don't want to scan myself. What am I even thinking? 10, 10, 22, 189. All right, let me get some water really quick. Which is better, Nmap or Rust scan? You're gonna, if you ask, I mean, I prefer just regular old Nmap. Rust scan is faster though. Be right back. Alrighty. Let us begin. Let us begin. Alright, we're seeing quite a few things open. Oh, is this a Windows machine? Do we have a Windows machine, chat? No, it says Samba. Nope, it's CentOS. Fairly old version of SSH. Again, the bot doesn't do a whole lot yet. It will do more as I go. It'll do more as I build more functions into it. It's going to be more fun. I have some ideas. So the first thing we see a number of ports open here. We see FTP, SSH, port 80 is open. 80 and 443 are both open. We also curiously see Samba on 139 and 445. Samba is an attempt to recreate Windows' SMB server message block service on Linux.
Hey, listen.
What? Oh, box name update. Thank you. TryHackMe Aratus. Okay. Alrighty. So the first thing I noticed is that FTP anonymous login was enabled. So let's go look at that. FTP anonymous. Okay. Let's do dir. Let's see what's in here. We see pub. Dir. Dir/A. So just nothing. So there's just nothing in FTP. Alrighty. So the next thing we want to look at is probably SMB. So how do I want to do this? We can do SMB map first. Let's see what shares are available. And then we can also do a num for Linux. We should also do nmap tac p tac tac v tac and all ports. We'll do a full nmap scan. We do see a read-only access to temporary share. So we can do SMB client 10.10.22 what 89. Got to escape the space there. Temporary share. Don't need a password. Okay. So we see an SSH directory, a message to Simeon. Get message to Simeon.txt. cd.ssh. Oh, don't have permissions. We see chapter 1. Dir chapter 1. Dir chapter 2. Dir chapter 3. Dir chapter 4. Dir chapter 5 is what I meant to do. Dir chapter 6. Dir chapter 7. Dir chapter 8. Am I looking at the directory? Hang on. Am I actually looking at the contents of the directory or just at the directory itself? I'm an idiot. Okay. Recurse on. Prompt off. Let's just exit. Hang on a second. Mukdir SMB. CD SMB. Let's do SMB client again. Recurse on. Prompt off. Mget star. Alright, so we're just going to download all of it. Just give it a second for it to grab it all. What does that recurse on do? It means it's going to spider all of the subdirectories. It's going to download everything, including subdirectories. It did say we're going to have to go through a lot of text. Let's open up a new directory. Let's start looking at some of these files. Cat message to Simeon. Stop messing with your home directory. You're moving files and directories insecurely. Just make a folder and /opt for your book project. Also, your password is insecure. Could you please change it? It is all over the place now. All right, so it seems to indicate that the password is inside of this, all of this text. But while it's downloading, what did we get from Nmap? We should run a num for Linux. Let's run a num for Linux. Okay. Python 3, a num for linux.ng, taddackng.py. 10.10.22.189. Okay. We let that go. We didn't look at the web server yet, so let's do that. This is a default page. There was SSL open too, wasn't there? We still get the test page. Guess you have to make a wordless? Yeah, probably. We'll figure it out. We probably have to start GoBuster on this. I just want to make sure I'm doing all my normal... I got to make sure I'm doing all my normal enumeration. I don't want to skip... I don't want to go down a rabbit hole. So these are both... I'm not going to bother with HTTPS. I assume both of these are the same. They may or may not be. Let's do TAC T50, TAC X, TXT, PHP. Because this is Apache we're dealing with. Let's do that. Some quick things to check because I no longer trust that word list after Sea Surfer. 10, 10, 22, 189. Let's look for a .git. Not found. Let's look for adminer. Okay, not found. I'm going to be checking for adminer on every single box from now on. And you're just going to have to deal with that, chat. Is this done? Okay, this is done. Exit. The Mad Lad did it. I'm not going to stop, okay? What did that note say again? Look, that note had some tips in it. Did I miss anything in that note? Cat message to Simeon. Simeon. Theodore. Let's try Simeon up here. Okay. So it's just lorem. It's just lorem ipsum. Wow. Adventure drama. Jesus. Okay. Is this just all the same content? Well, that makes it easier for me. I don't have to parse it. Oh, that makes it easy for me. So I can just do cool. Rather than trying to pull it from files. Let's just do cool. Okay. So cool is a tool for scraping web pages for word lists. This is all just lorem ipsum garbage. This is not a book. It's all just lorem ipsum. But his password presumably is somewhere in here. That is not many words. Is it really that few words that make up lorem ipsum? Is it really that few words? Wow, okay. Let's cat wordlist.cool. What was that way we turned everything lowercase? Was it TR that we used? Yeah. Let's make everything lowercase and put it into wordlist.cool. Okay, so we just we just copied the entire word list and just made everything lowercase. And also we can do cat wordlist.cool sort-hue. Into unique. And then sorted.list. Okay. So now we've removed all the duplicates, so there shouldn't be any duplicates in here now. Okay. All right. Now we do Hydra, TAC L, I'm going to guess Simeon because it said his password was in there. TAC P, sorted.list, 10, 10, 22, 189, SSH. See if we get a hit here. Probably repeating paragraphs. Yeah, you're probably right. It's probably just the same paragraph repeated over and over again. All right, so we are brute forcing SSH. Let's see if we get a hit here. This is taking longer than it should, I would argue. Maybe I should have added more threads. Oh yeah, ENSR. I always forgot. I forgot that. Yeah, you should always do TAC ENSR every time. I don't want to stop it now because I doubt that it's one of his passwords, but you should always add TAC ENSR to Hydra. He said his password was somewhere in here, I think. So I'm assuming that one of these is going to break it. Fropops with the 9 months. Welcome back to the All Has Red team. We do get it. Skellerisk. Skellerisk. Good work, team. We did it. SSH. Simeon at 10, 10, 22, 189. And we're in as Simeon.
Hackerman.
I'm in. All right, we did it. All right, any questions about any of that? That was pretty straightforward. Cool is a very useful tool to use on web pages to spray organizations. Why'd you cast it to lowercase? Couldn't the password be uppercase as well? Yeah, sure it could. Unlikely, but sure, it could have been. I added it to the end. I created a copy of the word list, made it all lowercase, and then appended it to the end of the word list. So we kept all the normal uppercase words in there. We kept all the unlowercase words in there, and then I just removed all the duplicates. What tool would you have used if it wasn't hosted on HTTP? Can Cool scrape a local files? Honestly, what I probably would have done is just start Python 2 HTTP server. I would just, not Python 2's HTTP server. I would just start Python's HTTP server and just have Cool scrape that. I'm not kidding. That would probably be, that might be the easiest way to do it. Just start Python 3's HTTP server and have Cool scrape that instead. Start Python 3's HTTP server inside of the SMB directory with the chapters. Right? You could have done that too. It seems like a dirty solution. Oh, it's definitely dirty. It's definitely dirty. But, and I'm sure many people in chat will be like, Mr. Streamer, I would just do this simple paragraph-long bash one-liner to parse all of the lorem ipsum content into a word list. I mean, sure, you could do that, sure, but guess what? I'm all about quick and dirty solutions, okay? As a pen tester / red teamer, quick and dirty, it's still, as long as it works, I'm not looking for the most elegant solution, okay? I want to quick, exactly. We're all about quick and dirty penetration on this channel, okay? Quick and dirty penetration. All right, what do we have here? cd.ssh. He has an authorized keys file, interestingly. But we don't have the ID RSA associated with it. That's okay. We have his password anyway. Sudo attack L. What was his password again? Skelerisk. May not run sudo. Feels bad, man. Let's look at our groups. Only Simeon, find, root, tac, perm. Let's look for SUIB binaries like we did before. Tac 4000 to dev null. See if we get any SUID binaries that look out of place. Cron tab? That's definitely out of place. That is certainly out of place. Isn't it? I'm not crazy. That's gotta be... There's no way that's out of place. Yeah. Can be used to break out of restricted environments. If the binaries are allowed to run as a super user, maybe it... It doesn't have an SUID option. Am I crazy? I feel like there's gotta be... PK exec with sudo stays elevated but no sudo. Feels bad, man. Is cron tab supposed to be there? Can someone help me? Is cron tab supposed to be set UID? I thought for sure that looked out of place. But that would mean GTF Obins has failed me twice in the same stream. And it's almost never failed me before. It'd be very unusual. Cron tab set UID. Well, let's try it. Who's it owned by? It's owned by root, isn't it? Cron tab. It is owned by root. Dash E. No cron tab for Simeon. It looks like I'm only able to write to Simeon's cron tab, which would be useless. Alright, so that's probably nothing. What else is there? Is there a user.txt in here? Oh, there's no user.txt. Do we not have user.txt yet? I'm offended. Automation? Permission denied. We can't get there. How about Theodore? Permission denied. Fuck! No user.txt, huh? So we don't yet even have user. Let's look in the passwords directory. It's not really the passwords directory, but yeah, this is what we're looking for right here. This fucking juicy shit. Unfortunately, we cannot read either of those. So it does not really help. Automation is the user and Theodore is the group. But we're not in either of those. We are Simeon. So we do not have permissions. Whew. We do not have permissions. Let's go back to the home directory. Is there anything else in here? We see the chapters. Well, let's look for find root attack user Simeon. Let's see what other files are owned by Simeon. Let's grep tech v/proc grep tac v/sys. Okay. We see all this shitty text. We see var spool mail. This is all text. Okay, nothing. Yeah, we could try looking at cron jobs, I suppose. Let's look in mount. Nothing there. Vim info. Nothing in there. So there doesn't seem to be anything in here. We don't even have tree. Opt. I checked opt. There was nothing in there we can even read. Like, these are owned by Automation and Theodore. We don't have access to these. Yeah. There's no, we don't have access to those scripts. What do I want to try? So we clearly need to get to another user. I thought there'd be like a hint or something. Cron job for the script. Oh, let's look at processes, actually. Let's just see what processes we have here. Are there any that are being run by Theodore? What is this? Root is pinging localhost. What the fuck? So this is a cron job. Root is pinging... What? What's going on there? We gotta look up pspy for that. What the fuck is happening with that? That's some squirrely shit. S. I don't have curl. Or I don't have wget. I do have curl. I regret my life choices. I forgot to output to a file. Stop! Okay. Okay. Okie doke. Let's see what's going on with that ping. Python 2. Why is Python 2 plaguing me today? We're waiting. How else would root know that localhost is up? That is true. You're not wrong. You are not wrong. That is a way to know that localhost is up. Not technically incorrect. Could use LinPs? Yeah, we could. I like to... LinPs is kind of just a lot to look at. So... Okay, so here's what's happening. So we're executing... So root... No, this is not root. This is user ID 1001 is executing home Theodore... Okay, let me write this down. Let's get some notes. Okay. All right, so it's executing some kind of Python script here. Let's see if we can read that script. Looks like now it's repeating itself. Okay, let's see if we can read that script. Permission denied. So uname. So it's executing a bunch of shell commands. It's pinging itself. Why? Well, I guess... Do we have TCP dump? We have to use TCP dump. Okay, TCP dump. TAC I. Loopback. Is it LO? Let's see if we catch anything here. So we're seeing ICMP, ICMP, ICMP. Is there anything that's gonna happen here that's not ICMP? We'll give it a second. It pings 30 times, so it's gonna take a second. We're gonna figure it out. Hang on. This is doing something squirrely. I suspect this has to be something relevant. And it stopped. It's done. What else is there? Oh, there's HTTP traffic, but we can't see. What's the flag for... We see get, test off... Okay, so we see HTTP traffic. Can we print the entire HTTP? What's the flag in TCP dump for printing the entire contents of the packet? There's a flag. I don't remember what it is. Hang on a second. I want to see the entire contents of the... Why is this not working? Someone's saying TAC A. TCP dump. Handy for capturing web pages. Perfect. That's exactly what we want. So it was TAC A. Good job, whoever said that in chat. All right. So we'll see if we get anything from that web traffic. And now we're seeing a fuckload of pings. Let's scroll up. If you read this, the curl command was successful. Spectacular. Is there anything in here that is relevant to me? Sweet. You love to see it, chat. You love to see that.
A fine addition to my collection.
That will be a quite fine addition to our collection. I wasn't really sure what we were looking for, but that makes sense. Basic HTTP authentication.
That fine addition to my collection.
You love to see it, chat. We have Theodore's, presumably this is his password. Okay, that will make a fine addition to our collect. We can kill this. I forgot that was even running. Okay, kill TCP dump. Sue, Theodore. Paste it in. And now we are Theodore. Hooray. Does anybody have any questions about that? I wasn't really sure what we were looking for, but it became clear when I looked at the traffic. I knew that had to be something, like a weird script just running in a cron job and doing a bunch of pings for no reason. That had to be something. There we go, a fine addition to our collection. Show one more time. I was in the break room. Okay, well I'll just scroll up so you can see what we did. We saw a weird process running in pspy. That was doing a pings, and it also ran a curl command of some kind. And we just ran TCP dump tac I loopback to listen on the loopback interface. Tac capital A to print the whole packet. And we see this HTTP request containing this basic HTTP authentication. We base 64 to decode that, and we have Theodore's password. So, right off the bat, we're seeing Ansible here. What's Ansible, chat? Who knows what Ansible is? If you don't, you should. Ansible is very useful for everybody. I used it when I was a developer primarily, but I use it now. I use it now to simplify the process of setting up the routing when I need... Because I have pivot boxes that I use at work. Like, I don't just... My laptop has to be configured to route web traffic through proxies all the time. And I have Ansible playbooks that set all that up for me. Ansible is very, very, very useful. Yeah. So there you go. Ansible is very useful. Highly recommend checking it out, learning it. Ansible is indeed PogChamp. Let's see. Do we have? So we're probably gonna have some kind of an Ansible-related privesc. Theodore may run the following commands on Aratus. What is all of this? LC telephone, LC paper, LC numeric, PC load letter, X authority. So a bunch of environment variables are being maintained for Theodore, probably for automation. So let's take a look at this. This seems like what we want to look at next. You need to learn Ansible. Ansible is really useful. Ansible is really useful. It's one of those things that'll really simplify your workflow like Docker does. So we see that this script is owned by root, and it's executable by us, and executable by automation, but we do not have write access to it. But it's going to execute everything in opt Ansible playbook star.yaml. So this seems like a pretty simple case of... writing a malicious Ansible playbook. Probably just using the shell play. Can we write to this directory? Let's find out. Is it lstech ld? Is it ld? Yeah. Automation. We're not in the automation groups, are we? No, we're not. So we actually do not have write access to this group. Do we have write access to any of these? No? Change mod and be done with it using Ansible playbook? No, we'll figure something. But there's something. So we can... So if you don't know how Ansible works, Ansible has these, Ansible works with like YAML files that set up like, that are called playbooks. Basically, they detail a list of actions that Ansible is going to take in sequence. If you don't know what YAML is like, it stands for yet another markup language. Essentially, it's just, it's like XML or whatever. It's just much more annoying. If you've ever tried to write a lot of Ansible, a lot of YAML files, let me tell you what the most fucking annoying markup language out there is. It's fucking YAML. And you might not think that, because if you read YAML files, reading YAML files is the easiest thing in the world. Writing YAML files makes me want to fucking kill myself. I absolutely hate writing YAML files. So, yeah, that's garbage. So we're going to want to look at each one of these, essentially. We don't have write access to any of these. We don't have write access to the directory. So we're going to have to just look at each one of these and find one that's exploitable. So the thing about YAML is, we'll take a look at it. I'll tell you why it's bad here in a second. Let's cd/opt/ansible playbooks. Cat firewall. These are all pretty short, so. All right, so this is what YAML looks like. YAML is one of those really annoying... YAML was made by one of these really annoying people that honestly we should just purge from the gene pool, who think that it's okay to have white space delineate formatting. Okay? They like... And as a Python connoisseur myself, as someone who writes in Python and Nim, you might say, but L, you code in languages that use that. Yeah, I do, but I don't like it. By far, my least favorite thing about Python and Nim is the reliance on white space and indentation to denote formatting. So XML has, like, tags. There's no white space or anything like that to denote formatting in XML. Okay? YAML doesn't have tags. Instead, it uses white space. Like, this data is underneath the service heading, and the service heading is underneath tasks. I find that incredibly irritating, because white space is very irritating. Like sometimes it'll take tabs, and sometimes it'll take 4 spaces instead. Sometimes it doesn't want 4 spaces, it only wants 2 spaces. I hate it. It all depends on the parser. YAML is, it's hard to tell when something is a hash table or a list. Yeah, exactly. And also, try reading a very long YAML file. Short YAML files are fine. Short YAML files, no problems whatsoever. But if this YAML file is several pages long, if we're talking about a long YAML file, gigantic pain in the ass, okay, to read, because you forget, because the whites, you forget what, you forget what is under which heading and stuff like this. So the white space isn't required for making visually pleasing, but it's required to function. Yes, for YAML, YAML is denoting, part of the white space is part of the formatting, which I despise. I hate that. So what is this doing? Check firewall D. This is just checking the firewall service. That's not exploitable, I don't think. Let's look at the next one. One of these has to be exploitable, I would think. Maybe it's executing some script that we can write to or something like that. Let's take a look at this. So, cat, install and configure Apache, configure firewall. Gearling guy.apache? Is that something? I don't know what that is. Fuck. Whew. One of these playbooks has got to be exploitable in some way. Gearling guy? I've never heard of this. That Apache. This seems to be an Ansible specific thing. Ansible? Gearling guy is awesome. Oh, it's Jeff Gearling? I don't know who that is, but okay. I don't know what this is. It might be relevant, it might not be. Let's click on this. If you're using I recommend so this is recommended. Oh, this is his GitHub. I found my way onto his GitHub page. To install PHP. All right. I don't think that's probably not anything. It's configuring the firewall twice. Loop HTTP and HTTPS. Oh, it's looping through the server on HTTP and the server on HTTPS. Let's look at the rest before I go down a rabbit hole here. SMBD.yaml. Status of SMB. The rest of these seem probably just going to be checking to see if services are up. Yep. The Apache one is the only one that seems to be like actually doing something. This is just checking to see if all the services are up. Is there something else? Inventory? Oh, roles. The Gearling guy was like a role thing, right? Is there some more information on that? Yeah, here's Gearling guy. What we're really looking for here is any of these files, I assume, with write permissions. Because I think that it's executing stuff that's inside of this... inside of here. How about tasks? All of these, none of these have write permission. We're not in the automation group or we're not, or user. Yeah, nothing in there. We don't have tree. That sucks. Defaults, maybe? Main.yaml, not writable. Find. Attack type. F. Writable. Am I doing this correctly? I think this is right. Nothing writable, huh? Is there some kind of vulnerability in this? I know Theodore can run a script as sudo. I'm aware of that. That's what led us here. It can run this. It can run this as automation, the automation user, and all this does is run a bunch of playbooks, and those playbooks I think are executing stuff from this directory. Try without type F. Would it not be a file? Yeah, nothing. Try without tack writable? Like, that's just gonna return all the files. I was looking for files that are writable. Write a reverse shell in YAML? I can't. There's nothing writable. Obviously, you could write a reverse shell, but there has to be something writable. .yaml int, I wonder? We have to have a writable file in order for us to put a reverse shell into it. We have to be on the right track. I'm like certain I'm not in a rabbit hole. But none of these files are writable. Was there nothing in tasks? What is this? What is that? What is this right here? What is this plus sign at the end? I genuinely don't know. I feel like that's something... Why does... These are all periods, but this is a plus sign. What is that? Is that set act... Let me just find out what this is. I genuinely do not know. People are saying it's Linux ACLs. Oh, you're right. This is CentOS, isn't it? That would be why that looks weird. Oh boy. So what is this plus sign then? I just noticed this sticks out. I don't know what that is. We don't have write access, so it's probably just nothing, but... yeah, I know how the file system works. It needs to be able to read certain files. Maybe in the sales department, you need to be access to the accounting owner's files. ACLs allow us to be more specific. Yep, just like in Windows. Yep. Setting an ACL. So is there like get ACL? I completely forgot this was CentOS. Get ACL does not exist. How do... what does that mean? What does the plus mean? Like, can it just tell me what the fucking plus means? Jesus Christ. Let's get fact... Okay, perfect. Yeah. Get F ACL. Perfect. That makes sense. So it's saying that the user has read-write. Yeah, we know that. The group has read-write. We see that. But also, it says specifically, so the plus means that it has additional ACLs? Is that what that means? I'm just trying to learn about Red Hat right now. Get FACL. Okay, so the period just means that the permit... It doesn't have any additional ACLs, I guess. Am I correct about that? So plus means it has an additional ACL. Interesting. Okay, we learned a CentOS-ism. I see CentOS so rarely. It is out there, but I see it so rarely that I forget it has these idiosyncrasies. So it looks like we do have write access to this file here, which finally we have something. So let's look at configure Red Hat. Does SSH on cent... Okay, so basically, we're just going to add an additional play onto the end of this. Is there nano, maybe? Why is my term... The real question is, why is my terminal so shitty when I'm SSH'd in? Oh, that's much better. Thank God. Okay. All right, so we can put this anywhere. All right, so let's do Ansible shell module. See if I can remember how to do this. Ansible is one of those things that I consistently forget because I how exactly to use. We just want to execute a shell command. Ansible shell. Ansible playbook execute shell command. Yep, the shell module is what we want to use. I just want to see an example. We just want to, just want to execute a simple shell command. That seems reasonable. So let's do tac name, tac w. See, this is what the issue is with YAML. Do you see what I just did? Do you see how I just hit the tab button and for some fucking reason it goes all the way over here? That's fine. I'm fine. YAML is fine. YAML is fine. Doesn't frustrate me at all, chat. It's fine. It's fine. I enjoy hitting the spacebar 17 times. I really enjoy hitting the spacebar 17 times to it's not so bad if you're just like one indentation in, but imagine if you're like 6 indentations in and you have to hit the spacebar like 17,000 times. And then if you hit it one additional time, the whole file won't fucking parse. YAML is so ass. It's so bad. It's really, really bad. I hate YAML. Python also has this problem. It's just not nearly as irritating about it. Okay, we'll copy /bin/bash. We just put this in a string. Copy /bin/bash to /home/Theodore /bash chmod plus u plus s. Is it plus u plus s? It's plus u plus s, right? Is it plus XS? Oh god, now I can't even remember. I always forget. There's like a lot of things that I always forget every time, even though I've done it a million times. Set UI chmod set UID. It's U plus S. It's U plus S. Okay. Okay, so we've written it. Let's make sure that our changes took. Okay. All right, so let's execute that. Sudo tac l, sudo tac u automation. This. So okay, so Ansible is now running all those plays. We're not going to see the output probably. I guess. It must have an SSH key that it's connecting with. Okay, we are going to see the output, actually. So this is the standard Ansible output. It is doing all the things that it's doing all the things that are in all those playbooks that we just did. And so now if we do lstech home Theodore, we see that bash is here. It was written by root, and it has the setuid bit. And we're root. Any questions? What questions do you have, chat? We learned a little bit about ACLs there. I forgot about the ACLs. What was the file that you edited? Let's take a look at it again. It was configure redhat.yaml. And we picked that file because it's the only file that we could find that was being executed, and also we had write permissions to it. So we had to look in gearlingguy.apache, which and we found into tasks here. Interestingly, the find command does not understand CentOS ACLs, apparently. And inside tasks, there was configure Red Hat. Configure Red Hat has ACLs. We can see that with the plus sign. I just saw that stick out. I'm glad I noticed that. Jesus. I easily could have missed that. But we see that the Theodore user actually has write access. Specifically, actually has write access. So we added a simple Ansible play here into the playbook to simply execute a shell command. This is how you do it. And we had it copy bin bash into the home directory of this user, and then set the and then do setuid do setuid for this. The reason, by the way, that this is running, you might expect this to run as automation, but Apache is what's actually running this. Apache is what actually is executing this, which is why, and therefore it gets executed as root. You got a root bash shell because of the setuid bit? Yes, because it was Apache that executed this, actually. And Apache is running as root. Does that make sense? Is there a find command to find that plus? I don't think so. Clearly the find command doesn't know that plus. I guess, yeah, you could get fackle recursively, I guess. Yeah, I guess that would make sense. We can try that right now. CD tac. We come back here. Let's go back up a directory. Get fackle. Tac H. We learned a little CentOSism. We want to do the tac R. Skip files that only have the base entries. Yes. We want to see files that have abnormal ACLs. And here we see, right here we see that it immediately finds that this file has weird ACLs and shows us those ACLs. Does that make sense? You wrote wrong writable? No, I didn't. What did I write? Clarify that. What do you mean I wrote the wrong writable? Like, what? See? What? Okay, well, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about. I tried, I did the correct writable. Spelling is hard, okay? Listen, spelling is hard. That was, yeah, exactly. It was, Angel D. You caught me. That was an elaborate test to teach you about CentOS file ACLs. Okay, you caught me. Good work. What would I do without
What
the
are you
Shut
doing,
up, Maticus!
bro?
Shut up, Maticus! And there's our root.txt. There we go. Good work, team. All right, any questions about that box? Pixinixie, Allison Wes, Alahop, SEO, Saturday Jerry, Nick, 7BumK, Where's the Cat? And thank you all for the follows. Embargo DC, you've been indoctrinated into the cult by an anonymous cult member. Welcome back, or welcome to the All Has Red team, Embargo DC. The Flet, welcome in. Welcome into the chat. Ascertainment, welcome as well. We hack NASA, we don't win spelling bees? Exactly, nobody's winning spelling bees over here, okay? Spelling is hard. Is that really how it's spelled? I feel like it's spelled... Okay, well, I don't know how you... It's not possible to figure out how it's spelled, okay? It's not possible... If only there was some way we could figure out how it's spelled. All right. Any questions about either of those boxes, chat? Any questions about either of those boxes? We had some fun today. We did a little trolling. We'll be back on Tuesday for Newbie Tuesday. Newbie Tuesday is kicking in hot. We're going to be doing some proving grounds on that day. So make sure to be here. Oh, Stream Raiders. I'll hang out for a little bit and answer questions and whatnot. We also need to look for someone to raid. It's often slim pickings on Sunday. My brother is streaming, but I'd rather stream someone, do someone in. It says I'm streaming. Big shock. OA Labs Live. Reverse engineering PowerShell. That seems interesting. We'll probably do him. That seems good. OA Labs sounds good. You've rated him before? Yeah, I remember him. I recall OA Labs. Let's do some quick battle planning here. And we can vibe on the sides. There we go. Alrighty. Always doing something cool with malware? Sounds good to me. We started another battle already. All right, everyone. I hope you enjoyed the shenaniganry today. We had some good boxes, some spicy boxes. Nothing as spicy as Sea Surfer. Yeah. So this week we've got Newbie Tuesday on Tuesday. We've got Cthulhu Thursday on Thursday. And then there's Sunday. And there's also the Hack the Box study group on Saturdays. If you are in the free part of the world, then enjoy your day off tomorrow, your federal holiday tomorrow, if you get the day off. If you're not, then wish you were off and enjoy your day at work, idiot. Yes, the free part of the world, as we said, free from universal health care, free from gun violence, free from... That's not true. It's incorrect that you're free from gun violence. But you are, in fact, free from abortion rights. Yes. You are free from abortion rights. Perfect. And, yeah, there you go. Happy July 4th. And free from... Exactly, we are definitely free from socialism over here. That is accurate. Let's go ahead and raid OA Labs live. As always, feel free to reach out to me on Discord if you have any questions, comments, threats, or bribes. Don't worry, I'm not breedable. That's good. L. Misley. I was specifically concerned about you, L. Misley, so I'm glad you caught on to that. Go to bed tonight knowing a little bit more than you did yesterday. Bring OA Labs live, the grand tidings of Dread Cthulhu. I love you all. I'll see you soon. Have a good one. Have a good day off if you're off tomorrow. Otherwise, enjoy your day at work. And I'll see you on Tuesday.